Good day, everybody. I hope that you're well. And I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 8 advanced writing. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English language arts. We're doing grade 8 specifically. It's high school, but we're focusing on grade 8. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of claims and evidence. So that is our chapter for today, claims and evidence. All right. So our chapter is claims and evidence. Our subject is English. We're doing language arts. Grade 8, which is advanced writing. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of claims and evidence. All right. So when it comes to claims and evidence, right? Then we also going to be talking about facts and we're going to be talking about opinions because now we're going to distinguish between facts and we're going to be distinguishing about between opinions, facts and opinions. And a fact, right, it is something that is true and it is something that can be proven by research and observation. All right. So we said a fact, right? It is something that can be proven by research and observation. So that is like we said, there's a difference between facts and there's difference between opinions. If if I were to ask you, let's say for example, we are given notes, right? You're given notes specifically, let's say, or you are to write from the textbook. Now I ask you to tell me what the answer is of something based on the text, right? If you give me the direct answer or definition or whatever from the text, then those are facts. It is proven. It is in the textbook. It is on the internet, right? It was researched, it was observed, and it is there. It's factual stuff. But now, if I take that very same text, but I tell you, like, okay, so formulate your opinion on the advantages or disadvantages of that specific text. All right. So now this is where you now give your opinion. This is what you believe in. You give your opinion about how I feel about something, how I feel about the text, how I feel about the story. This is what you believe when it comes to the story. You even think or feel like, oh no, things should have been changed. This is not how whatever should have been. You understand? So your opinion is things that you believe, how you feel, how you think about a specific thing. And with opinions, opinions cannot be proven, right? Because this is how I feel about a specific text. Yes, I read the same text as the next person, and your opinions are going to be different. Your views are going to be different based on how you feel, think, or even believe when it comes to a specific text or a story or a genre or something, right? But when it comes to facts, a fact is something that can be proven. And it can be proven by research or it can be proven by observation. And if we look at an example, right? It says Napoleon Bonaparte, I don't know if the word is surname is correct, was shorter than King Louis. Is that the 15th? But he was shorter than King Louis. And that statement, right, about Napoleon that was shorter than King Louis, that statement is a fact. And how do we know that that statement is a fact? That statement is a fact because it can be proven by research. It can be proven by researching the height of each man and comparing it to the next person. All right. And then we said we have an opinion, right? And we said opinions is something that a person believes, something that you think, or something that you feel is true. And when it comes to opinions, right? Opinions cannot be proven. And the reason why it cannot be proven because I'm telling you how I feel about the story. I'm telling you what I think about it. This is my opinion. So it is not factual and it's not related. It's like it's not something that we can go and research and just be like, okay, this is how it is. Because there's a difference between facts and opinions. Opinions is your idea on something, what you think, what you feel about a specific thing. right? And if we look at an example, right, it says Napoleon was a better leader than King Louis. Napoleon was a better leader than King Louis. And if we look at that specific statement, right, that is an opinion. And when we say that is an opinion, it's because your view, right, can be different from my view. That is what you think, that is what you feel, that's what you believe. Whereas I maybe feel something else, I feel something different. Because maybe based on what we read, remember when we read stories, your perception on certain stories or book or stuff is gonna be totally different from the next person's. All right. So that statement is an opinion because people can have different ideas or views about what makes someone a better leader than the other. And that statement cannot be proven. So that is an opinion. Where Napoleon was a better leader than King Louis. All right. So before we go to aplusstudents.ca, we said that there's a difference between facts and opinions, right? And we are going to be distinguishing between facts and opinions. We said facts are basically something that is true. And the reason why something is true is because these are things that can be proven. It can be proven by research or it can be proven by observation. Then we have an opinion, right? And an opinion is something that a person believes. We're not saying it is wrong, but it's what somebody believes, think, or feel about something specific. And opinions cannot be proven. It is basically just you expressing your views on certain things. All right. So now we're going to aplusstudents.ca where we are going to distinguish facts from opinion and we're going to identify a thesis statement. That is going to be that is what we're going to be doing now. So now we're going to aplusstudents.ca. And we're going to the first one where we are going to say we need to distinguish facts from opinion. And we went over the difference between a fact and we went over the difference between a facts and an opinion. We said facts are basically things that can be true because it is proven by research or observation. Whereas an opinion is something that you, as a person, as an individual, believe is true, right? This is what I believe, this is what I think, this is what I feel about something. And facts cannot be proven because it's your opinion. It's what you think, believe, or feel about something. And we made an example of Napoleon either being shorter or Napoleon being more clever or smarter or being a better leader. And remember, whatever, if anything is not proven, right? If it's not research, if it's not proven, then that is basically just your opinion. This is what you feel, this is what you believe. And I even believe that nowadays, within tests and exams or assessments, right? The opinion of a person is being asked because I feel like nowadays opinions need to be asked because our views on certain things are quite important. Because, like I say, we can read the very same reader, a prescribed reader, right? As a teacher, I can tell you exactly this is the objectives, this is the whatever about the book. But if you read the book, right, then you see something deeper also. You also realize, like, the climax of this book or the anticlimax of this book is like this. I did not enjoy this book because it made me feel some type of way, right? So, in a classroom, when it comes to opinions, right, everybody's opinions needs to be, let's say, should be validated, right? But of course, also when it comes to being in class and when it comes to, for example, answering certain questions, then we also do mainly go based on facts. But one or two questions needs to be opinion based because you expressing yourself, giving your opinion, that is basically your way of expressing and showing us that, this is what I do believe, this is how I feel, this is what I think, and also gives an idea that you know how to express yourself when it comes to certain things. All right, so now we're going to our test where we are going to distinguish facts from opinions. Which sentence states a fact? Which sentence states a fact? All right. The first one says, which sentence states a fact? Option one, it says, of all the species of damselfish, the blue chromis is the most striking in terms of color. Or do we say option two, the vitamins in a blue chromis's diet can affect how brightly the fish's color appear? We need to select either option one or option two. The facts. All right. And if we were to choose our correct option, right? Our facts that we need to state. It says of all the species in damn selfish, the blue chromis is the most striking in terms of color. Or do we say the vitamins in a blue chromis diet can affect how brightly the fish's color appears? All right. And if we were to choose the correct option, we will choose option two. Because remember, I might think that, the one fish is brighter than the other, but the ocean is so big, which means that we don't know how big it really is. What species you'll even find down there. You'll even find one that is way brighter in color than the one that we just made mention of. All right, we need to state a fact. All right, so we need to say which sentence states a fact. Is it option one that says of all those who fought to put an end to slavery in America, the writer and abolitionist Frederick Douglass had the greatest influence? Or during the Civil War, Frederick Douglass spoke to President Abraham Lincoln about the treatment of African American soldiers. So we need to choose the correct sentence that states a fact. Of all those who fought to put an end to slavery in America, the writer and abolitionist Frederick Douglass had the greatest influence, or during the Civil War, Frederick Douglass spoke to President Abraham Lincoln about the treatment of the African American soldiers. All right, so option two is correct. All right. The next one says, which sentence states a fact? Option one, Mia Hamm was the most impressive soccer player in the history of the United States women's national team. So we need to say Mia Hamm was the most impressive soccer player in the history of the United States women's national team. Or do we say Mia Hamm helped a soccer team at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill win four NCAA titles? And if we were to choose our correct option, the correct fact, or the sentence that states a fact, right? We can maybe choose option two. Because remember, what makes one person the best player in the world, somebody else might think like, it's not like that. All right, which states a fact? Which states a fact? Wicked stared Christian Chenoweth and Idina Menzel when it opened on Broadway on October 30, 2003. It starred. Or based, or we can say option two, based on a novel by Gregory Maguire. The musical Wicked is the most entertaining show you will find on or off Broadway. All right. So now we're going on to our. Oh, sorry, I must first choose the one. Let's say we could start Christian Chenoweth and Idina Menzel when it opened on Broadway. Yes, the reason why that is a fact, right, is because factual they start in that Broadway, right? But being it the best series or so on, like I said, people can beg to differ. All right, so now we're going to identify thesis statement. We went over distinguishing facts from opinions, and remember, we said facts are things that are true, but it is also based on research or observation that makes it true because it is based on research, it is based on observations, right? So, which means that we can always refer back to the research, we can refer back to the observations and all the information that is about that specific thing. Whereas an opinion is stuff or things that you believe, you feel, or you think that it is true, right? That is an opinion. Now we're going to identify thesis statements. All right. So when it comes to a thesis statement, then we say that your thesis statement, it is the central claim that you intend to talk to argue within a paper. And when it comes to a thesis statement, right, it tells the reader your opinion or position about a specific topic. So basically, opinion is being given, or your position about a topic is being given when it comes to a thesis. And a thesis statement, right, it is often the answer to a research paper supported with facts. Guys, facts are important. That is why, even if we were to ask you to write an essay or a text about something, then it means that you need to go and research it, right? You need to research it so that we can get evidence to show that this is true. All right. And if we look at an example says the topic firstly is bullying in US schools. So if the example is the topic is bullying in US schools, then it means that your research question should be probably something about how should schools in the US respond to bullying. All right, so we see that with research questions, remember even with a thesis, right? A thesis, we said it is the position about a specific topic, your opinion about a specific topic, and most times we see it as a thesis statement. It answers the research questions supported by facts. And in order for us to, for example, find more information about, let's say, bullying in South Africa, in USA, or in the US, then it means that our research question should then be how should schools in the US respond to bullying? All right. So we see that that should be a research question. It's like how schools should respond to bullying. All right. So when it comes to after you research your topic, for example, now facts about bullying. We would some people would say like no, but bullying is not considered in an illegal offense within the United States. Whereas somebody else, especially the person who's researching it, would honestly feel like no, but bullying is an illegal offense. All right. So we said that when it comes to thesis statements, right, it is a central claim that intend to argue within a paper, right? It basically states the reader's opinion based on the position of a topic. And a thesis statement, it often answers the research question that is supported with facts, evidence, right? And if we were to get a topic like bullying in the USA, then it means that you need to go and research. Your research question should maybe be things like how should schools in the US respond to bullying? And according to them, a fact about bullying is not considered an illegal offense in United States. So now when if you were to get an opinion, if you were to get the statement like that, that is now where you start giving your opinion. And the thesis statement, right? So now we have our thesis statement. And it is to better protect students. Schools in the US should enact zero tolerance policies towards bullying. And remember your thesis statement, it must state your opinion about a topic. Your opinion. It is your opinion. This is how I feel. This is how you feel. I am not in favor of the fact that bullying is illegal. All right. Remember, we said that when it comes to a thesis, right, or thesis statement, then in a thesis statement, it is your opinion about the position of the topic. It is your opinion about the topic in general. And remember that your thesis must state your opinion about the topic, like we said. And it shouldn't just announce what topics you'll cover in the paper. And remember, your opinion is important. State how you feel, why you feel so. All right. And now, if we look at another example, it says this paper will discuss how schools in the US should respond to bullying. This announces what topics will be covered, what it does not, but it does not give an opinion about the topic. So it is not a statement. So, which means that if there is no opinion based on the statement, then we cannot say that is a thesis statement, because a thesis statement, right? It tells the reader your opinion about the position, something that you're about to argue with in the specific paper. All right. So now we're going to our test. One, only one. We're only going to do number, only the first one because it's already time. So, what is a thesis? Which is a thesis statement? Sorry. Is it option one or option two? It says the lasers used in medical, digital, and automotive technologies qualifies it as the century's most far reaching invention? Or is it option two, which 20th century invention has had the most widespread and significant effect on modern life? We need to say which one is a thesis statement. And if we were to choose our thesis statement, then we'll go with actually option one. Option one actually gives us more of a, I thought they're asking a question for you to give your opinion on the specific topic, especially when they said which is the right? Because when it comes to a thesis statement, remember we said that you need to give your opinion, and if you don't give your opinion when it comes to a thesis statement, then it's not a thesis statement. All right, but this is now the end of our lesson on distinguishing, or let's say, claims and evidence. We had to distinguish between facts and opinions. A fact is basically things that is true, and that it basically all goes back to, is it true, as in you can research it and it's also based on observation. Whereas an opinion is how you feel, believe, or think. You think it is true, you feel or believe that this is what I feel, believe, or think, and I stand on it, then that is your opinion. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining, and I really hope you're going to have a good day, brother. Goodbye.